So I've already applied my base coat and let that dry. Next, I'm going in with my base color, and I'm using this sparkly gold. And we're going to want to give this enough time to dry before we move on to our next step. And again, as always, if you guys have any questions about the exact products I use, check the information box below the video. So once that has dried, I am going in with a cosmetic sponge and I'm stamping on a bit of a champagne-y gray. I'm kind of creating a bit of a gradient, but I'm not really too concerned about the exact placement of that. Once you've done that, next you're going to grab a striper polish, and I'm using sort of a sheer, sort of white color. And this is just my base. You can skip this step if you don't have a striper polish of this color, or you can use any sort of sheer white nail polish with a script brush. And I'm creating just a bunch of horizontal lines kind of waving out from the side of my nail. Create as many as you can fit along your nail, depending on the size, it doesn't matter. And you're going to want to let this dry just a little bit. Next, I'm going in with a white striper polish, and I'm going right on top of that sheer white polish just to create a more defined line. And again, I'm just going over every single one, coming out horizontally again from that side of the nail. If you're doing your entire hand on both hands with this design, you may want to keep the side that the stripes are coming from on the opposite sides. So let's say you start it on the outside of your nail on the left hand, you might want to start it on the outside of the nail on your right hand, which would make it look symmetrical as opposed to the same, if that makes any sense. So I've just created those white stripes there, and I'm not really happy with that, so I'm going to go in and create one more wavy line up at the top and one more at the bottom as well. Again, the number of stripes that you put on your nail is totally up to you. Everyone's nail beds are different, so just do what you think will look best. And give that a little minute to dry before we move on to our next step. And one of the last steps here is I'm just going to underscore each of those white lines with a black striper polish. And do your best to make this black line really fine because it's just sort of an accent line. You don't want it to take over the white. And if it doesn't match up perfectly with the right underneath the white line, I don't think that's a big deal because really you're going to be the only one that notices it. So try not to be too self-critical. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Give this 1 to 2 minutes to dry before you apply your top coat because you want to make sure that you don't end up streaking any of that black. So apply your top coat, and that's the finished design. I did add another step right here. This step is optional. I added a little bit of a glitter clear polish on top just for a little bit of sparkle, but again, this is optional. So that's this tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.